You ever wake up, stare at the ceiling, and think, maybe tomorrow? Yeah, I used to do that too. I had all these dreams, all these goals, things I said I wanted to do. But every time I thought about starting, I'd tell myself, not today. I'm not ready yet. And just like that, days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and I was still stuck in the same place. Then one day, it hit me like a punch to the gut. I was waiting for something that was never going to come. The perfect moment. The perfect plan. The perfect feeling of readiness. But guess what? None of that exists. And the more I waited, the more I watched my own life slip through my fingers. So, if you're waiting for a sign to start, this is it. Let me tell you something most people won't, the people you admire. The ones who seem like they have it all together. They didn't start that way. They didn't wait for confidence before they took action. Confidence comes from doing. I had a friend who always talked about starting a YouTube channel. Every time we met up, he'd tell me, bro, once I get the right camera, once I figure out my niche, once I take a few more courses, then I'll start. Fast forward 2 years. You know how many videos he posted? 0. You know how many people he watched pass him up? Too many to count. Meanwhile, another guy I know. He started with nothing but his phone. No fancy setup, no perfect plan. His first few videos. Kinda rough. But he kept going. Kept learning. Kept improving. And now, he's killing it. The difference? One waited for perfection. The other just started. I get it. You want to be ready. You want things to be just right. But here's the truth, perfection is just procrastination in disguise. You don't need to be ready. You need to be willing. Willing to start messy. Willing to suck at first. Willing to be a beginner. The problem is, most people don't want to be seen as beginners. They don't want to stumble in front of others. But let me ask you this. Would you rather struggle in private for years, waiting for perfection, or start imperfectly and actually get somewhere? Because while you're overthinking, someone else is doing. While you're waiting, someone else is building. And one day, you're going to look up and realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you wanted was you. Let's talk about another trap that keeps people stuck. The one more time lie. I'll start after one more lazy weekend. One more scroll through social media, then I'll get to work. One more binge watch, then I'll focus. Sound familiar? It's a trick your brain plays on you. And every time you say, just one more time, you're pushing your future further away. I fell into this trap hard. Every time I had free time, I wasted it on things that didn't move me forward. Then I'd complain about how I wasn't making progress. You have to break the cycle. Not next week. Now. Here's something that changed my life when I finally accepted it. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. And every excuse you make, the only person it hurts is you. Let that sink in. I used to blame my circumstances. My lack of resources. My lack of time. But the truth was, I wasn't lacking time. I was lacking discipline. I wasn't lacking opportunity. I was lacking initiative. And once I stopped waiting for the perfect moment and just started, everything changed. Think about this, 1 year from now, you're going to be somewhere. Where you are in a year will be the result of what you choose to do today. If you start now, even imperfectly, imagine where you could be. If you don't start, imagine how it'll feel a year from now, realizing you're in the exact same spot, still wishing you had taken action. So, ask yourself, which version of you do you want to be? I'm not here to just motivate you. Motivation fades. What you need is momentum.